going on, people? What's up? Long time no see. I know. I've been gone and I'm trying to be consistent, but I was working on some things. I don't want to say they didn't fall through because I withdrew from some plans. As you can see by the title, yes, I was supposed to be heading to overboarding down for Walmart transportation in Delaware, but I withdrew my application for a few reasons. Nothing major. They said I'm good to reapply later on down the line. They told me when I reapplied, I could reach out to them, let them know that I'm reapplying and things like that. I withdrew for personal reasons, nothing to do with my career per se, but personal reasons. I withdrew my application. I will get into that a little bit later. Currently, I just got back to work after being off for, I think, 10 days? I was off the truck for 10 days. Yeah, so, oh, hold up. Yeah, 10 days. Yeah, I was off the truck for 10 days. Today's Monday, March the 2nd, I believe. Yes. So, I'm back and I am better. I rested. I'm ready to get this money. I got some goals that I'm trying to accomplish, which is part of the reason why I came back. I'm gonna get into all that later. I just backed into my dock at my first store here in Freehold, New Jersey. When I'm done here, I'm heading to Elmsford, New York. So, let me go ahead and get this stuff delivered. I can finish my Chipotle while they unload me, and I'll get back with y'all. Okay, so while I'm in here waiting to get unloaded, first reason why I withdrew was because I had used my time off over here where I was going to go down there for onboarding, because a lot of people have recommended that you don't want to quit your job when you're going to Walmart onboarding because you do not have the job yet, because you have to pass the skills assessments, the road trip, the back-end test, and the pre-trip, and everybody don't pass that. So if you don't pass that, you're going to get hired on to go to your DC, which means you will possibly have to return to your old job if you did not quit. But if you quit, you have to go back and find another job. So I didn't quit. I had put time off over here. I had a skip payment. I used that and I took off from the 20th to the 2nd. And if all would have went well, I would have just turned my Hirschbach truck in. If things didn't go well, then I would have just returned back to my job. But I never end up going because my original start date was February 16th. Hold on, y'all. My original start date was February 16th. They called me because they had overbooked that class down in Dover, Delaware, asked me to reschedule to the 23rd of February, or asked me to go to orientation in Lawrence, South Carolina. I didn't want to go down to Lawrence, South Carolina, so I rescheduled to the 23rd. I was good to go for the 23rd. And I was supposed to leave Newark that Sunday, the 22nd, and we ended up getting hit with a blizzard. So my transportation down there got canceled. So when I got up Monday, I'm already on my time off for Hirschbach. I'm not about to keep switching my time off and like, hey, Hirschbach, I'm gonna come back to work this week and take time off next week. So I'm like, you know what? It's cool. I'm gonna withdraw my consideration for right now because I'm already on my time off. That was first and foremost. Secondly, I really did not want to stay on the East Coast because the DC I had got hired out of was in Virginia. I lived in Virginia prior to, I got my CDL in Virginia, so I lived in Virginia. And I was okay at first with moving back to Virginia because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they said you had to work out of your DC for a year before you could transfer out. And I'm like, oh, God, man, I want to get the hell out of here. I want to get from over here. Like, adamant, like, my lease is up in my apartment in August. Well, July, technically, is my last month in my apartment. And I wanted to get I was about to curse. I want to get the hell out of New Jersey. So I'm like, Texas, Indiana, or California. You know what I'm saying? And as right now, I'm really leaning towards Texas with the wild card of Indiana. So if I end up in Indiana, don't just say Texas. Because I'm looking at Texas with wild card of Indiana, California. Boy, oh boy, we all know how expensive that is. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna withdraw consideration for now. They had plenty of DCs. I think it was almost 3 DCs at the current moment that's hiring out of Indiana. Texas, they pop up every once in a blue moon. And when they pop up in Texas, you better apply. So I will be reapplying again after my birthday, which is in September. So I will be at Hirschbach. I don't see myself leaving. I have some things later on down the line that I'm going to end up probably switching over and doing. I'm currently still on a Walmart account, Sam's Club account. I think I would say, and I'll probably be over here for the next 3 months, maybe. And then when I do make that move, if I go to Texas, the area I'm looking at in Texas, there's no dedicated accounts at Hirschbach, at least that's supposed to online. And for Indianapolis, they have several dedicated accounts over here at Hirschbach that I've seen. So as of right now, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. Good, money good. So that's really about it. I did get invited to Walmart onboarding. No, I did not go. No, I wasn't scared. No, he didn't tell me I couldn't come. I just didn't go. Now wasn't the time for me. And I was so used to, I've done it before where I would uproot my whole life for a job. Not even uproot, I would leave something good because I'm thinking I'm going to something better. But at the moment, sometimes you gotta stick it out, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing right now ain't the worst. It ain't the best job, but it ain't the worst job. I make decent money, I got a decent home time. So at the end of the day, it wouldn't at least be to uproot it if I didn't have to. So I'm like, all right, cool, I can stick out with this job. Excuse me. I can stick out with this job and be fine and make good money until I'm ready to go to Walmart, whether it be in Texas, whether it be in Indiana. I even thought about buying a truck, you know, before I applied to Walmart. So who knows if that thought may come back around and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna try to see what this avenue is like with the owner operator side of things. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own avenue in trucking. Take it. You know what I'm saying? Take your road. Don't take the road that may seem correct to others. Don't take that road because you're like, well, if I don't do this, people gonna look at me like that. Do it for you. So I'm here. I ain't going nowhere for at least the next 6 months. It's March, so I know I ain't going nowhere by my birthday. I'll be here when I turn 25. So I will be here. I'm going to get back the best I can. I'm gonna say that. The best I can, I'm gonna try to record. Y'all, this is a Nike account. I don't be in the mood to pick up that damn phone. I don't. Gig it, go, and I'm one of them go drivers, and I'm trying to come out of that because I don't really have to do that no more, especially, you know, never really had to do that with this account. So I'm like, let me try to breathe, bring it back, so try to pick up the phone, record here and there. I'm not gonna really do any truck activity on this video, but this is all. I may come back and talk about some more things later on, but I'm thinking that this is probably going to be all for this video, just to let y'all guys know that I'm good. I'm here. I'm going to record. Got invited to onboarding down at for Walmart transportation. Process was, I would say, a 6 out of 10. They're okay, but they ain't the best. But I'm going to tell you one thing. The numbers over here was significantly better than here. So I am leaving some money on the table. But with prayer, and you go through your situations with God. You know what I'm saying? That's worth more than money, because if I'm praying to you and if I'm praying to God and I'm asking God show me the way that your will be done, nothing more, nothing less. At this current moment, it probably wasn't in his will for me to take that job at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have had to uproot my life. I got to literally uproot my life and move everything from New Jersey to Virginia. And I didn't want to do that. I'm like, I don't want to move to Virginia, because when I move to Virginia, I'm only going to be here for a limited amount of time, which is a year, because after my year is up at Walmart, I'm going to transfer out anyway and go to Texas or Indiana. So why does it matter? So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to move, let me focus on the move first. That was really the basis of everything. I was really focused on the move. Let me focus on the move first. I got my CDL with 2020, and the biggest thing for me was always moving. trying something new. You know what I'm saying? And I fell in love with Texas first. Fell in love with Texas. I always loved Texas since I was a kid. I don't know why. I'm a Cowboys fan. I love Texas. I was like, oh, I want to go around there. I see the Cowboys thing. Not talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking about like the boots and the hats and the denim jeans and the jackets and I like the cowboy attire with the button-up shirts. I was in love with that shit. I still am. But then as I started driving OTR, I fell in love with Indiana. Because I'm like, it's cool out here. It's chill, relax. You kind of get city and you get country. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So that was one of my biggest things. So I said, let me prioritize the move so that way I can be somewhere where I want to be. Then I can take that job that's going to sit me down and be like, all right, cool. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with that. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me tell y'all one thing about what y'all comment. I read the comments because there ain't that many of y'all. I got time. So please watch what you say. That's all I got to say, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and please do return.